Okay, we're gonna do a drive in Portland, Oregon, down Alberta. So this is Alberta Avenue, and then we're also gonna go down Mississippi as well. So these are little districts, northeast Alberta. And this particular street has a lot of small businesses like this right here. You can see it slowly. So that particular one seems to be lining up this one, and I saw it on Mississippi earlier as well. So we're gonna give you a little taste of what Portland looks like when you drive some of these. I guess this would be kind of basically what I did is I did a search for walkable streets, and I came up with this one, and also Mississippi. So let me put these two streets up on the map. Okay, so we have a little video of driving around in Portland, Oregon. So these are two specific streets. They're kind of known, I guess, kind of like popular, maybe hipster a little bit, restaurants, a little bit of socialization, and I guess they've transformed. So anyways, let's put this up on the map so you can see exactly where we are in Portland, and let's go drive down these two streets together and add a little bit more to it as well. And some kind of cool little apartments right there too. There's a little bike stuff as well, bike share looks like, and a lot of interesting places. Knockback, Japanese bistro on the left, Gyros on the right, beer company, beer garden on the right. So we're going to keep on going up. I'm going to ask AI just to have a little bit of conversation for you guys. Here's Bollywood Theater. Okay, so let me ask a little bit on AI. But be careful because I'm going to I also have to turn down my street as well to get to the proper street. So anyways, Alberta is one of let me just come over real quick right here, and I'm just going to so we're going to go down about 10 minutes it says, and then we're going to take a left. So let me find an AI program for you guys. Here's some coffee shop right there, and we're going to use let me see, Gemini Copilot. Use Copilot. So I'm going to talk to this one right here. Let me see.
Hi there, Kevin.
There we go. Okay, so I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I'm going to be driving down Alberta and then going down to Hawthorne. So can you tell me a little bit about Alberta Street, Northeast Alberta Street? There's Alberta Studios. Maybe a little bit about the history, and also what year was this street kind of developed with a lot of the houses here?
Alberta Street definitely has a pretty rich history. So originally in the 1880s, a lot of German and Russian immigrants settled in the area after leaving California. They helped establish the neighborhood, and by the early 1900s, African American communities started moving in as well. Because I turned old sirs too. The street really started to develop around that time, especially when streetcar service began in 1903, and that brought a lot of growth to the area over time. But over the decades, it went through a lot of changes, like during World War II, you have more people moving in due to the shipyard jobs in the 40s. And then unfortunately, there were periods of decline in the 70s and 80s with some gang violence and disinvestment. These days is what we call the Alberta Arts District. It's a pretty vibrant and artsy spot with galleries, coffee houses, and all kinds of food. A lot of the houses and buildings you see now probably went up during the early 20th century housing booms between about 1905 and 1928. So yeah, Alberta Street's got some layers. Enjoy exploring.
Right now I'm going by a giant church called St. Andrew. Can you tell me about that church? Maybe what year it was, and what the denomination is, and all those things?
So St. Andrew Catholic Church has a pretty storied history. It started out back in 1907 when Irish immigrants first gathered for Mass. The building you see now is actually from 1929, and it's done in this French Gothic style. Over the years, it's seen all kinds of waves of different communities joining the parish. So definitely a cool piece of local history. Let me know if you spot anything else interesting.
Yeah, I am spotting. So now it looks like I'm going to go by Martin Luther King. So it looks like there is. I also think I saw Mississippi also had a connection with African American community as well. And so is that about right? And then also I just wanted to talk about ask you about the cable cars. You said there was cable cars, something like that, in 1903, something like that. And then what happened to those?
Yeah, you got that right. So the Mississippi Avenue area definitely has a deep connection to Portland's African American community, especially around the mid-20th century. It's definitely one of those neighborhoods with a lot of cultural history. And about those cable cars, so from around 1903, Portland did have streetcars and cable cars as the main public transport. Over time, though, those old school cable cars kind of gave way to buses and modern streetcars. So they were pretty much phased out by the mid-20th century, but it's a cool little piece of Portland's transit history.
So the streetcars, so what you're saying, the streetcars had like little train tracks, right?
Exactly. They were like mini rail lines running right down the street. So you'd see these streetcars gliding along on their tracks, and they were a big part of how people got around. So yeah, it's a fun little piece of history.
Was that predominantly in this area, like on Alberta or Mississippi, or was that also downtown Portland?
Yeah, those streetcar lines definitely crisscrossed a lot of Portland. So you'd see them not just on Alberta or Mississippi, but all over the city, especially in the downtown area. So they really helped people get around the whole city before cars took over. Are you curious about any other spots?
Yeah, I guess so. So I guess, is that kind of how Portland created kind of a nice walkable grid that seems like everything's really community oriented? I guess they tore that out, but it's still kind of retained, where a lot of other cities, I think they lost that entirely. But it looks like here they still have it.
Yeah, you're spot on. Those old streetcar lines really did help shape that walkable, community-friendly grid. Even after the tracks got torn out, the neighborhood still kept that pedestrian-friendly layout. So Portland definitely held on to a lot of that charm that some other cities lost over time. It's pretty unique that way.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm kind of just now I'm gonna connect the two neighborhoods, but it looks like I'm basically just kind of in a residential neighborhood, unless I passed Mississippi. But I think I'm in a residential neighborhood. Is that about right? That it's kind of there's a little bit of space between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it right. There's definitely a bit of space between those main strips like Mississippi and Alberta, and you'll find some residential areas in between. So it makes sense that you're seeing that right now.
Yeah, I got another question for you. So the African American community, I don't really see that many around here. So are they completely gentrified or displaced, or where did they go? What happened to that community? Because I don't really see much evidence. I see some murals, but I don't see many people from the African American community.
Yeah, that's a really important question. You know, over the last few decades, a lot of neighborhoods definitely went through gentrification, and that basically pushed many of those communities out to other parts of Portland or even to other cities altogether. So yeah, the murals you're seeing are kind of a tribute to the history, but the demographics have definitely shifted. Let me know if you want to dive into that more.
Okay, let me see. So it looks like right now I'm kind of near the highway, so I'm going to try to figure out where we are exactly. And it looks like we missed our spot, so I'm going to see if I can turn around and go back. And so yeah, this Alberta, basically I went all the way I passed Missouri and Mississippi, Michigan. So we're going to try to navigate a little bit by going trying to find Mississippi, and then we're gonna go down that one too. Make sure we do this right.
All right, sounds like a plan. We'll just reroute a bit. So if you miss Mississippi, yeah, just swing around, no worry. We'll find it, and then you can stroll on down and check it out. Let's do it.
Okay, let's see where we are.
Sure. Let's get our bearings. So here around the highway and looking to head back toward Mississippi, we'll just keep an eye out for those cross streets. We'll find our way and enjoy the stroll.
Okay, so looks like I'm definitely in another residential area, and this is Michigan and Emerson. Can you tell me a little bit about those two? Were those also African American community as well?
Yeah, that's right. You're definitely in a neighborhood that used to have a strong African American presence around Michigan and Emerson. A lot of those blocks were part of that same community fabric that got reshaped by gentrification. So you're in a spot that's got a lot of history there.
It looks like Albina. So now I'm in Albina. So I think Albina goes into Mississippi. Is that right? And yeah, I'm really surprised at how it looks like mostly Caucasian, white, more than anything by a long shot.
Yeah, you're connecting the dots. Albina definitely flows into the Mississippi area, and you're right. It's definitely a lot more predominantly white these days compared to its roots. It is interesting to see how the neighborhood shifted over time.
So what's it known now as? There's Alberta Arts District, and Mississippi kind of seems similar, and we're going to be going through that real quick, and it looks like I can see some beer tents already. But what are these two kind of known for? Oh, I see an African American mural there. So what are these two streets known for now? What's the big draw for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So Alberta is definitely known as the Alberta Arts District now. It's kind of a hub for local artists, galleries, and funky shops. And Mississippi's got that same kind of vibe, likes of indie boutiques, craft beer spots like the tents you're seeing, and really eclectic food. So they both turned into these vibrant, cultural corridors. Let me know if you want to know anything else.
I guess how were these two streets the core, or are there other streets that were also kind of the core to the historical African American community? And was there other communities that were also vibrant, or is this like kind of the most walkable, most desirable one that transformed the most?
Yeah, these not only were part of the historic core, but they weren't the only ones. There were other pockets in North and Northeast Portland that were just as vibrant. It's just that Alberta and Mississippi really turned into these super walkable, trendy strips. So yeah, they're definitely the ones that have transformed the most and become these big draws. Let me know what else you're curious about.
Yeah. So what kind of restaurants might I find? Like, what kind of like I can see some like beer garden stuff. Is there like a lot of like Asian restaurants, or what kind of stuff should I be expecting?
You're in for a treat. Yeah, there's definitely a mix. You'll find a good variety. There's some cozy Asian spots, some grill fusion places, and lots of craft beer joints. So it's a little bit of everything.
Okay, yep, I'm definitely seeing a little bit of everything. There's also Sage Crystals. I saw something that said abolish the police. Here's one called Soda Pop Piercing, and I saw tattoos. Here's one that says wine, whiskey and wine. So looks like all kinds of, here's a gallery, land gallery.
Yeah, you're really getting the full flavor of it. It's this eclectic mix, boutiques, crystal shops, tattoo parlors, and those galleries. It's just a really vibrant mix of everything.
Yep, I can definitely see that. Okay, so, and then looks like, I see, yeah, comic books, yeah, kind of, here's a science for kids, Kate's, I think that was ice cream, I think. Storm breaking brewing, beer, another beer one, another tattoo one. Okay, yeah, all kinds of interesting stuff. I work to feel that I belong. Okay.
Absolutely, you're seeing the whole scene unfold. Comic shops, kid spots, and plenty of brewing joints. It's got a bit of everything to make you feel right at home. So enjoy exploring, and let me know if anything else catches your eye.
Yeah, okay, so looks like I'm crossing onto Fremont Street. So is Fremont, is that still, looks like I can also see the downtown now as well. So it looks like I might be getting to the end of Mississippi, and then it looks like it goes down by the river. Is that about right?
Yep, you're spot on. Fremont is kind of that next marker, and you're definitely going to start seeing downtown come into view. Mississippi kind of slows down toward the river, so you're right on track.
All right, thank you a lot. So I guess we'll end that video. So it looks like I get a nice view of Portland from here as well, downtown.
Absolutely, and you got a perfect view to wrap it up on. I'm glad I can help guide you through the neighborhood. Just enjoy that Portland skyline, and if you ever need more tips, just let me know.
Okay, so let me turn that off. There we go. So now we just completed that, and now we're kind of I kind of was following this earlier today. So I guess we'll wrap it up, and we have like 2 car drive videos this evening, and it's a little bit of Portland for you, so you can get an idea of what the city looks like. So anyways, I'm going to be turning off the camera. That bridge right there goes to downtown, and I did get in there as well and film that earlier. So so anyways, that's a little slice of Portland. We got to know those 2 streets and a little bit community of Portland there for you, and a little bit of history as well. All right.